If you're just getting started learning generative AI on AWS, then I have 3 resources for you. What's going on, everyone? My name is Aaron Hunter. Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 different resources on twitch.tv/AWS Training Live that can help you learn generative AI for free. All right, let's go ahead and... Ooh, I can hear myself. Way better. All right, let's go ahead and check out how you can learn about generative AI on AWS. That goes from whether or not you're a developer, or if you're just getting started, or a builder, or if you want to deep dive into large language models or LLMs. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to bit.ly/AWS Training Live. I'll have a link to that in the description below. And that'll take you over to the AWS Training Live on Twitch main landing page, where you can sign up for the newsletter and get alerted of brand new shows that are launched. From here, we can see that there is a deep dive into LLMs with AWS, get that badge, learn generative AI for developers, and then you have Power Hour, Cloud Quest, more Power Hour, and so forth. These do range from 100 to all the way up to 400, so fundamental, intermediate, advanced, and expert. And if you want to filter them down by series type, then you can right here. So in the first series that I want to cover and show you is Learn Generative AI for Developers. This is a 6-week or 6-episode generative AI series on AWS Training Live, which you can join on twitch.tv/AWS Training Live. All of the episodes are available on demand for you now, and this is the first season hosted by Forrest, Ivan, and David Lance. And you can see here that these 3 experts provided an overview of generative AI. They guided you through walking and starting a generative AI project, and they dived into prompt engineering and architecture patterns. And then at the end of the series, you should be ready to enroll in the generative AI learning plan for developers to take your skills to the next level. Let's take a look at what each episode is. First episode is Introduction to Generative AI, Art of the Possible. The second episode is Getting Started with Amazon Bedrock. The third and fourth episodes, Foundations of Prompt Engineering, Part 1 and Part 2. Prompt engineering is such a big topic that they had to split it across 2 episodes because there's so much to cover there. And the 5th and 6th episodes are all about building generative AI applications using Amazon Bedrock. Again, such a big topic that they had to split it across 2 different episodes. And we're going to dive even deeper into that in a future series that we have planned that I'll be hosting with Tiffany and David. The next series that I want to walk you through is Let's Ship It with AWS Generative AI. And this is hosted by a couple of experts at AWS, where they guided you through building a generative AI app from start to finish, and then gaining hands-on experience with services like SageMaker, Lambda, and then other services that can help you bring a fictitious generative AI business idea to life. This is hosted by Sky Hart, Fred Gratian, Ben Cashman, and George Softis. And they walked through all of this on twitch.tv/AWS Training Live, which I'll show you that website in just a few moments here. But they walked through the what and why of Gen AI, models, and more models, building a stable foundation model, teaching our old model new tricks, and then generating the future. So 5 episodes here, and it concluded with their final episode on Friday, April 19th. And all of the episodes are available on demand. And this is a new series that I'm actually hosting with a couple of my friends. So Deep Dive into LLMs with AWS. There's me, there's Tiffany and David, and we're going to be streaming this on twitch.tv/AWS Training Live. And it starts on Monday, April 29th. This is going to be a 4-episode series. So in total, that's 15 episodes to help you learn generative AI, building models, fine-tuning models, and deep diving into LLMs or large language models on AWS. With the deep dive into LLMs with AWS series, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what the other 2 series are. So Learning Generative AI, and then Let's Ship It with Generative AI. We're going to dive deeper into what large language models are and foundation models. Then we'll talk about customizing LLMs through prompt engineering, and we'll talk about customized LLMs through fine-tuning. And finally, we'll talk about using LLMs responsibly, and we'll cover a discussion around responsible AI in the context of LLMs. So that's going to be a really deep conversation. So definitely check that one out and join us if you're able to. All right, now that I covered Learn Generative AI for Developers and Let's Ship It with AWS Generative AI, And I talked to you about Dive Deep into LLMs with AWS. Let me show you where you can go to watch all of them. So you're going to want to go over to twitch.tv/AWS Training Live. And if you click on the video section, that'll take you over to all the different videos, recent broadcasts, and then different collections that we have. You can actually filter this down to just collections. And that'll pull up the different collections for the different series. And you can see at the very top, Let's Ship It with AWS Generative AI. That's this series right here with Fred, Sky, Ben, and George. And then Learn Generative AI for Developers. And that is this series right here with Forrest, Ivan, and David. And remember, David's going to come back and host the Deep Dive into LLMs with AWS show. So if you click on one of these, you can actually click on the first episode right here. If we hover over it, we'll see this is season 1, episode 1. This is season 2, episode 2, and so forth. And then same thing with the Let's Ship It with AWS, season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2, and then season 1, episode 3, season 1, episode 4, and so forth. So that's it. Go over to AWS Training Live on Twitch's main landing page. I have that on the screen. I'm going to have a link to every single one of these landing pages in the description. You can check out Learn Generative AI for Developers. You can check out Let's Ship It with AWS Generative AI. And then you can also check out Deep Dive into LLMs with AWS. Check out each one of those. Let me know in the comments if you have any specific topics that you want to see covered in the future. And make sure to like and share this video so we can help others learn generative AI on AWS.